During Letter from a Producer Live Part 89, we got wind of some interesting PvP changes on the horizon. Along with the usual balance changes that they don't go into any detail, we also got news of a new frontline map and campaign called a Warcore Shirte, which is set in, obviously, Urkapacha in Dawntrail. This is supposed to be a brand new game mode that kind of looks a little bit similar to something we've got already with the Uvus, etc., that kind of game mode, but apparently it's going to have some weather-related changes on the map. So similar probably to how the Crystalline Conflict works, with different things that change as you go, like the volcanic map where volcanoes erupt and you get fire on the map, something like that. It seems like they're working on mixing and matching and adding to Frontline as well as just Crystalline Conflict. That's basically the long and short of it. We don't know anything beyond that. They're talking about that in the future, along with obviously a Series 10 being made its debut with lots of new rewards. There was also a piece of information that a lot of us missed and was added to the translation list after the fact of the live letter ending, but apparently Yoshi P did say that they're slowly going to be adding past feast rewards as replicas over time, as many had requested that. So replicas is really the key word there. Obviously, if we look at the previous feast rewards, I have footage from one of my friends who actually took part in a couple of the feast seasons and got in the top 100. As you can see on screen, some really lovely looking armor. But as we look at the top 100 rewards from the past, there are over 20 seasons of the feast, and of course with those came lots and lots of rewards. Some of the best looking armor in the game, in my personal opinion, especially the Barghest armor, things like that. A lot of the Hellhound stuff. Now, that's not to say that we won't see the mounts from any of this as well, because obviously everybody would like to get their hands on Prometheus, the Magitech conveyor mount, things like that. But at least we got confirmation that replicas, I mean, that's the key word, presumably meaning armor, right? Armor gear. I would love nothing more than this to be added to trophy crystals as a vendor, simply because trophy crystals, I think there isn't really that many things you can spend them on. Once you're actually active in PvP during a series, you're kind of running out of things to spend trophy crystals on. So I think that's the perfect match for that. But just to get confirmation that we might actually see some of these old rewards finally making it into the game for everybody to purchase is a really, really good thing. That's not to go into obviously the other details that a lot of the older feast seasons for PvP had a lot of controversy, let's say, with some win trading and other interesting tales as well, to obviously be in the top 100 for those particular ranked seasons. So it's not really a terrible surprise to me that these would inevitably make it into the hands of the general public, and I really hope that they go ahead with this, especially with the glamour update as well, with the unlocking of glamour, with reducing, role restrictions and removing level limitations. This is going to be an absolute banger of a patch if they go ahead. As to how many gear pieces or what particular season they go for, it'll be interesting to see. Are they going to drip feed this through the next few series of PvP in Final Fantasy XIV going forward? If that's the case, that is totally fine, but the idea that we're actually finally going to get the commit to actually deliver those feast rewards is a really good thing. Anyway, I thought I'd share this news because it's not something that we had in the summary, and obviously because a lot of people had missed this during the translation. A lot of the time Yoshi P and Foxclan talk at great lengths about things, and sometimes some things go under the radar, and this was a particularly big one in my opinion. A great deal of people are explaining 7.4 as the break glass in case of emergency patch. It is very difficult to not look at the contents of this patch and go, finally fulfilling on promises, especially with the feast rewards. That's something we've been promised for general PvP for the past few years because of the various controversies, etc., and other reasons, but also the glamour unlock as well. There are several things in the patch. Personally, I think it's more of just it's taken a long time to get to this, but it is definitely a great way of getting people to come back to the game. and, you know, instilling the fire back in people as they prepare for the lead up to 8.0, which obviously everyone is eyeing up. But yeah, I personally will be doing a lot more PvP as a result of this, and I'll be doing a lot more of everything, really, because now I can look at a piece of gear and go, I don't have to worry about the limitations that are listed on it. I can just collect that, and then when the 16th of December comes out with a glamour update, I will be able to use that on my character regardless of role or level. That is a big deal. That is a huge deal. And with the PvP stuff as well, this could be absolutely huge. Anyway, let me know what you think about this, and I'll see you all next time. Bye-bye.